So I am really, really glad that I did a journal or something to remind me about the journey that I took with Accutane, because God knows my brain doesn't bloody remember. I'm a goldfish, even though apparently goldfish do have more than a 3-second memory, but I'm like a goldfish. Anyway, hi guys. Oh my God, okay, so it's been a while, and I know that quite a few of you have probably been hanging out for my Accutane updates, because I haven't bloody done any, have I? Yeah, so let's just get that out of the way right now. The reason why I didn't make any updates is because I essentially plateaued. I think that would be the term to use here. My skin, once it improved, that's it. It didn't do anything. And I had no changes, nothing was happening, nothing was freaking out and going crazy, and there was nothing to report back on, and it just stayed that way. So yeah, that's why. Holy cow, August the 21st was when I first went on Accutane back in 2018. Whew, yeah, it's been a journey. And so just to bring you guys up to speed, if you haven't checked out my Accutane journey, all of those videos and fun things are going to be down below in the video description. So please do yourselves a favor, check them out, because I'm not going to go over a whole bunch of stuff I've already talked about. I think it was probably at about the 6th, 7th or 8th month mark where I stopped making updates. And yeah, like I said, my skin just, nothing happened. So what's the point in talking about stuff that's not happening, right? And it has pretty much stayed that way. So I stayed on Accutane for as long as I did because I was on 20 milligram, which is one of the lowest doses that you can take. And there's no real problem with staying on it at that sort of level. If I was, 40 or 50, 60, 70, definitely 80, like that's a very high dosage for a short amount of time. But studies are starting to show that you can go on Accutane for a longer time at a lower dose and you have less side effects. I do believe that was the case for me. Thumbs up, hooray, hooray. I continued using Accutane for over a year. You have to finish your course on Accutane. Doesn't matter what dosage that you're taking, it's really important that you finish. And my course of Accutane didn't finish until the 13th month mark. So that's why. Okay. And yeah, so it has been quite a number of months since I completed Accutane, and I have a few things to report. My skin is looking really good. I will insert some pictures. I've been documenting my journey, and if that journey is not already on YouTube, then it will be very, very soon. As you can see from the latest, is that my skin is looking pretty good, except for maybe one big red spot that popped up when I finished my Accutane course. So it was the 13th month and I finally took it. That's it, like finished, we're donezo. And I was kind of worried, what would my skin do? Would it just immediately revert back to its, acne beard state? Am I gonna get that again? I didn't, but I have found that my skin is ultra sensitive. Even, now we're, so let me just do some maths. October, November, December, January. Okay, so we're looking at about 4 months after taking my last pill of Accutane, and my skin will remain hypersensitive for up to 12 months after finishing treatment. So please keep that in mind if you guys go on Accutane, because you might be really, really tempted to start doing scarring treatments, because maybe you don't have any acne now, but you do have the scars that are left over, and I do have some of those, but do not do any treatments. The reason is that your skin is very, very thin. The Accutane thins the skin quite significantly. So if you start doing any kind of invasive things and start doing treatments for scarring, you're gonna end up having a really, really bad time, and you might even permanently affect your skin. So please, 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 please do not start doing any kind of significant treatments on your skin once you've completed your treatment. I was working with Banish for a little while. You might have seen some videos from me where I was doing some stuff with Banish, and I still really love their stuff, but I can't use like their derma rollers and whatever, because my skin is still so hypersensitive and quite thin. So I've got to just like put the brakes on there and not do anything about it for now. But you might see some videos from me later on in the year using derma rollers and testing them out. So just a little bit of a sneaky heads up about that. When I finished my last pill, I did notice that my skin was so hypersensitive that it was getting some funny little red dots, mainly around my nose and in my T-zone area, and they kind of looked like pimples, but I kind of knew that they weren't. I think my skin was just really sensitive and really hyper reactive, I think, to anything that I was doing to it. Even face wash that I was using that was meant for very sensitive skin, my skin was still freaking out using that face wash. And if you guys want to see a skincare or like some kind of a routine video that I'm doing now that I've finished Accutane, then just like let me know in the comments or whatever, because I'll make that for you. But some other things that I've noticed since finishing, here we go. My hair loss was a significant issue for me. You wouldn't think by looking at me. I know. People even say to me, they're like, you've lost hair? You've lost hair. Yeah, I've lost a lot of hair. For me, I notice it when I'm brushing my hair, when I'm washing my hair in the shower, and clumps of it. Like not like literal clumps, like holy, like, you know, but I'm experiencing a lot of hair loss. Even 4 months down the track, it's still falling out, and I was expecting it to stop by now, and it hasn't. That kind of freaks me out a bit. I really do notice it. Like this black bit here used to be a hell of a lot more chunky, and now look, yeah, it looks like there's a lot of it. There isn't. So that's a bit of a problem for me that I'm not really on board with. I don't know when my hair's gonna quit and just like decide that it wants to stay in my head. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I hope it's soon, because I'm really not happy about this. I am getting a few spots here and there. In the first month of finishing my treatment, I got a few spots around my chest and my shoulders, and I freaked out because that was a really chronic area for me to get acne, and to get it back again. Oh man, like I'm like, holy crap, am I gonna have to do like another bloody year of this stuff? That's insane. But it was very temporary. And I do notice that now when I get pimples, that they are very temporary. I used to get big, cystic, horrible, bulging acne beard, right? It was pretty bad. And now when I get a spot, it's kind of done and dusted within a week, which is really good. And I think that's normal. Like that's a normal pimple cycle to listen, like pop up, say hello, and then be gone in a week. That's normal. So I have kind of normal skin now, I think. Oh, which brings me to the next point that I wanted to say. My skin went quite dry. Not to the point where it was really super flaking off. I think because I was on quite a low dose, I didn't experience that severe flakiness that can occur when you go on Accutane. Plus I was just piling on the moisturizer. Holy cow, it was just nutso. But now my skin is not that state. It has gone back to being kind of a little bit more oily. It's pushed past that normal sort of state of skin that I feel like I had, which is a bit of a bummer because I really liked having the skin type that I did have. Pardon me. Oof, I think I need a glass of water. Oh, need some water. So I liked my skin how it was because it was just so bloody easy to put makeup on. I was like, wow, so this is what it's like to put makeup on your face when it's normal. Whoa. Also, something that might interest you, I don't know if it's like different countries have different regulations around Accutane or whatever, but I didn't go in and get blood tests done every month. And I know for some of you, you have to, like that's part of the rules. That's what you have to do. For me, no, I got one blood test done at the start, got one blood test done months after I'd finished. And that's literally all that I did. I'm pretty sure. I can't even remember. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I didn't do any other blood tests because those things suck. A lot of you have been, I know you've had a lot of concern about what happens internally because Accutane has been known to affect your organs, basically, especially your liver. That's been a major problem for people. For me, I'm fine. And I think, again, being on a low dose means that I was far less prone to getting any kind of severe side effects. And I recently went in and got my blood tested. I had everything tested that I could possibly have tested. They did it, including hormones and just like the whole shebang. Did it all, and I'm good. Again, 2 thumbs up. Hooray, hooray. The only thing that I'm not doing too well with is my vitamin D, which means I should probably be plonking myself out in the sun a little bit more often. Whoops. But apart from that, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Even as a vegan, I'm fine. Like my B12 and everything, we're all good. And my liver is not a problem. So that's really, really good. The last thing I think that I want to mention that's maybe a little bit crappy, but I think is going to be a permanent issue for me is the fact that my eyes are now a little bit effed up because, clearly, I wear glasses. I can't see a foot in front of me without them. My eyes were very hypersensitive to sunlight, especially while I was on Accutane, and that was a little bit of a struggle. It's like, oh, every day is a glary day. That's not happening anymore. My eyesight and my sensitivity to the light has gone back to normal, not a problem. However, I had a few months where every few weeks I would wake up in the morning and feel like I had just either rubbed sandpaper across my eyeballs or punched myself in the face. I literally thought that's what I was doing while I was sleeping. I was just slamming myself in the eyeballs because every time I'd wake up, they would hurt like hell. I'm not even kidding. I was waking up crying, literally crying and screaming when my dad wasn't here. I would scream because it hurt so goddamn much. And I'm like, this is insane. What the hell am I doing to myself? And I even wore a sleeping eye mask and thinking, well, I'm opening my eyes while I'm sleeping and I'm sleeping with my eyes open and I don't know that. So I'll wear an eye mask. Nah, still the same thing happened. I was waking up in the morning screaming. Horrific. So I read up a little bit about this and apparently something that can happen, and it is apparently a permanent thing, yay, is that the nerves or the backs of your eyeballs can kind of dry out. Like the medication can dry it out and it doesn't fix itself. There's nothing that can really be done about it. So I'm very aware now that my eyes get dry really easily, especially at nighttime. If I'm watching a lot of stuff on TV or on the computer, my eyes can get very dry and scratchy. So each and every night before I go to bed, I put eye drops in. And that's now become my routine. And I think that's something I'm going to have to be doing for the rest of my life. Because if I don't, I know I'm going to wake up in the morning feeling like I've just slammed myself in the face because it hurts so much. I cannot even tell you how goddamn much it hurts. But even with like the hair thing and the eye thing, I do feel like I'm happy. I'm glad that I did this. I'm glad that I took the treatment. I don't know if it's permanent. Unfortunately, Accutane is just one of those medications where you do not know if it's going to be permanent. Some people get their acne back maybe a year later or 5 years later. Some people get it back 10 years later. And I don't know if that's going to happen to me. So something that I'm living with now, as well as like the hair thing and the eye thing, is kind of a bit of anxiety and a bit of a sense of fear. I live with that now. I literally wake up every morning and I think, is my acne back or is it coming back? Is that going to happen to me? I don't know. That's just what I live with now. But I'm willing to live with that because my skin is so much better now and it really has given me my life back. And if I do need to go back on Accutane again, well, I'll have some bloody good content for YouTube. But I would do it. Even with this situation, which pisses me right the hell off, I would do it again. So consider that my wrap up, guys. That is it. Apart from like if the other video is up yet or not, I don't know. I don't know what I'm editing at the moment. I'm just getting back into making YouTube videos. So yeah, hey, it's been a trip. I do invite you to like let me know if you've taken it. Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what your experience has been like. Maybe my experience has inspired you, or you've seen what I've gone through and you've thought, hey, maybe it ain't so bad. So yeah, because I know that there's a hell of a lot of horror stories out there. I even made horror stories myself before I took it because I had a previous history with the medication and it was bad. I had a very bad, horrific experience with it previously, but this time around has been bloody awesome. So there you go, guys. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I hope that you've enjoyed the content. I hope you continue to enjoy my content, even though I'm not going to talk about Accutane so much now, or skincare and stuff. I will, every so often, but it's kind of not so much my bag entirely anymore. And I hope that you can see that I'm happy about that. Okay, guys, I hope you have an absolutely beautiful rest of the day. And I do look forward to catching you in the comments down below. Mwah. See ya.